Today's episode of Q&A with Q&A is all about our oak whiskey barrel aged stout, Whiskey Barrel Stout. I'm Adam Hall, brand manager of Boulevard Brewing Company, and with me is Quinn Reeder, our barrel program manager. In 2009, we released this beer as a riff on the classic Imperial Stouts and then aged in a variety of whiskey barrels. Every year, it was a limited release in the springtime until 2017, when it joined Bourbon Barrel Quad on the shelf as one of our year-round barrel-aged beers under the new name Whiskey Barrel Stout. Quinn, can you tell us a little bit about Whiskey Barrel Stout?
The main focus of Whiskey Barrel Stout is actually the base beer that we're putting inside the whiskey barrels. So you're going to get a lot of dark chocolate, you're going to be getting a lot of coffee. The yeast strain that we use on this, you're going to be getting hints of a little bit of dark fruit. And we like to think that putting this great beer in whiskey barrels is just icing on top of the cake for what this beer already is.
Like all of our barrel-aged beers, when you've finished brewing and you've aged and you blend it and you put it into bottles, it's ready to drink. What do you say to fans or friends who ask about cellaring these beers at home?
I usually tell people that we've done all of the aging for you. Every beer that we put out is tasted and blended with me and my team to give exactly what we want to the customer whenever we package it and put it on a shelf. You can definitely age these beers, but that's not going to be the intentional taste or flavors or aromas that we want you to have whenever we release this beer.
When you put this beer into bottles, it is the perfect example of what this beer should taste like.
If it wasn't, we'd age it for another 4 months.
Honestly, it's no secret around the brewery that this is one of my favorite of our barrel-aged beers. This beer is one of our highest rated beers in our entire catalog. It's rated 99 on Rate Beer, and achieving that kind of consistency has got to be hard.
Well, really what we like to do with Whiskey Barrel Stout is it's kind of our take of a traditional whiskey barrel aged Imperial Stout. You know, with the new beers coming out, you're seeing a lot of sweeter, higher Plato pastry stouts and things like that. Yeah. But with this beer, it's a great representation of what an original whiskey or bourbon barrel aged stout should be.
Sure, yeah. One of the things you do with the process of this beer is you blend in fresh beer to batches of aged beer. What are you hoping to achieve there?
So this is one of the only beers that we do this with. So 2/3 of Whiskey Barrel Stout is aged, and the other third is blended with a fresh portion of beer. That is basically another thing to just ensure consistency to the true original recipe. Again, with this beer, I'm releasing this throughout the entire year. So if you're going to go to the grocery store or you're going to go to a bar and get this on tap, you're going to probably have a different batch of Whiskey Barrel Stout than you did a couple months before. So we need to make sure that all of our beers that are in our year-round portions are consistent.
Well, achieving consistency with any beer is challenging, but especially with barrel-aged beers, and especially barrel-aged beers that are available year-round, and your team does it very well. So cheers to you, cheers to your team.
Cheers.